Hi everyone, so today's video is start to finish making one of these, and it was this one. These two I made earlier. So made this from start to finish. It was a pharmacy bag, a long pharmacy bag, and I altered it into a little stuffed envelope, and you will see me make everything that goes inside of this. And I've done a separate video showing all of them as well. So yeah, stay tuned and carry on watching how I made this. So here you can see I've got these pharmacy paper bags. Collect them from all the medication that we have to keep getting. So I'm lining the insides of them because there is little rips, so we want to kind of hide that up. So as you can see, I'm just putting in some coffee dyed paper, just putting on some glue stick there, and then sliding it in and then smooshing it down, and I do that to the back as well. Now, of course, if your paper bags don't have the little tiny rips, I think it's where they put the staples in to staple it closed. If they don't have their marks, then, you know, you don't need to worry about this part. Sorry if you can hear the noise. I've got grandkid in the bedroom, in the next bedroom, watching something or playing something. Anyway, folding that up, the bottom half, and then I'm just guesstimating. No, I'm just using my eye to measure out the pieces that I need to cover the front and back with. So just measuring a piece for like the bottom pocket, and I am measuring that because I couldn't get a decent measurement just looking at it. So out came the ruler. So we're just gonna put some paper on the back. So with these little pieces here, I'm just going to glue them down. Otherwise, when you fold that up, it will... So did you see my cat? She was running around the landing. She'd come running in, jumped on the table and jumped to the window. Anyway, back to this. Gluing all them little pieces down so that obviously it's not going to like flap open at the side once I've glued it down. Use a good strong glue for this. This is a good glue. I haven't got any Fabri-Tac or anything like that at the moment, so I'm just using that. But I am just going to clip on some of these little clips just to hold it in place. And as I'm making this one, I was actually making 3 at the same time, so but you're only seeing me make 1. How I didn't mess this video up, I do not know. You know, doing 3 but just videoing enough for 1, like to show you how 1 is made. So here I'm going to be using these little templates, acrylic tag templates are from ARTYmaze, and you can see there I'm showing you the size with a ruler, and I used the middle size. needed a bigger ruler for that back one. So yeah, that's the one I'm using. So I'm just obviously going to line that up with the window and then use my pencil to draw the template. And I didn't do that side. One side of the pencil was rubbish. So yeah, I done that with both envelopes. You can keep the scrappy pieces of the envelopes for other projects. Didn't really need to worry about that because the ruler is going to do the cutting. Well, not the ruler, but the ruler and a blade is going to do the cutting. So the lines were still perfectly there for me. So I printed two of these pages to a sheet, and what I'm going to do here is use my embossing tool on that foam mat just to go around the piece that I need to cut away. And I've just got my own little way of doing this. Everybody's got their way, this is my way. So I'm just going to take that off. So to make it a little bit clearer where them score lines are, just run a ink pad up and that just shows you. I didn't do it brilliantly. I mean, I don't normally do it, but I'm just doing that so that you can see it as well. So now we are going to stick them on. And did I have problems with my glue through this whole video? Well, the whole day actually, because you know it actually did take me hours to do this, especially because I was making two others as well. And to be honest, I didn't finish them all in the one night. It did go on to 2 days of making all three of them. But anyway, gluing them down. You can use any glue. I am going to stitch them as well, so I wasn't like perfect with the glue, and obviously you're not going to see that inky side because that's getting glued onto the window envelope. So I'm going to use these tags to dress up behind the windows. You can use other things if you like, but I just wanted to use these. So as the envelopes are white on the back, I'm just tracing around the template to back that with some coffee dyed paper. So stitched all around the edges, and I've got a few little bits here, a few embellishments to play around with on the tags. So that's them done, just adding a little bit of bling to the butterflies, as you do. So now I'm just going to do a couple of little simple tags. Just going to add some of the embellishments onto these tags. They're pretty much visually embellished, but I'm just going to add a few other bits to it. Now this page is from one of ARTYmaze's kits. I think it's one of the builder cluster kits. So I'm just taking off two of the words, precious and can't remember what the other one is. Oh, does that say timeless? Treasure. I don't know. Treasure and precious. I'm not blind, I'm just doing a voiceover. I'm trying to think ahead of myself. So just punching out some tabs here. I thought I had some done. I probably have somewhere in the big pile of mess that surrounds me. So I'm just inking them up, and I'm just going to add them to the tags, and then I'm going to stitch all around them. So now back to the paper bag. It's all nice and stuck. So I'm going to make a couple of little, well, one little booklet. I did make 3, but I made just a simple little booklet to put in. I used some scrappy pieces of coffee dyed various papers. So I'm just going to glue all that down and then stitch around to hold it all in place. So just folding this in half lengthways, and then I'm going to fold it again, and then that's going to give me 2 full pages, because I'm just going to use scrappy pieces, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm just straightening up the edges. I'm just getting my needle and my wax linen thread. It's not that waxy, so I'm adding some more wax to it. There's just some beeswax. And then I'm just going to pop that in. I'm just going to eyeball to pop that through. I'm just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So just making sure that's all nice and tight, and tighten a knot and trim off what you don't need. That's a little booklet there. And then I'm just going to add a word, and the word is memories. I'm just going to trim around the edges to make that a little bit neater. I'm just going to decorate this little pocket, and that sheet there was from, obviously, just showing you the June freebie from ARTYmaze. Just going to use some glue stick, sorry, and then just add that, and then just a simple little word, explore. I'm just going to add some crocheted trim just around the top of the pocket. So now I decide to make a window pocket with a bookmark inside. Now I've actually I put this up as a separate video as well. It was just because I didn't have anything up for my Monday video. So what I done here was I found the centre of the window and measured out 2.5 inches, so that I had a 2.5 inch like long pocket. And then here I'm just going to see kind of how big I want it. So I've marked that. I was going to cut it off, then I thought no, I'm going to fold that up, and we'll have a little back pocket as well. You can see there I nearly tore it off. Measuring, no, I think this is where I decided to trim off the top, because obviously it's going to be a pocket. So I'll just put in the paper behind, and literally what I done with the tags, with the window tags, I'm doing exactly the same with this. So I'm just trimming that, and I didn't trim that very well. I think the ruler moved or something. So again, just using the embossing tool to go around so that I've got a score mark where I can take that piece out. So now we're just going to pop that on. I am going to stitch this as well. And we just pop that on. Then I'm just going to decorate the back as well. So we're going to put some coffee dyed paper in the back so that you're not seeing the inside of the envelope. Just making sure there's glue up the top and everywhere else, but I am going to stitch around this as well. So if you're not stitching around, make sure you glue everywhere when you're doing things. especially the edges. Well, I've went and stitched, and obviously not stitching around the top, otherwise I will stitch it closed. I'm going to make a little bookmark to go inside. So I've done that at 5 centimetres, which is approximately 2 inches. And I'm just going to back that onto some cardstock. But like I said, there is a separate video just on this alone. So we're just going to trim around this. This is a nice thick cardstock. I think it's like 300 GSM. And I'm going to put a little hole in there with my hole punch, ink up around the edges, and then I'm going to stitch around this as well. Everything else has been stitched, I might as well stitch this too. And I thought, leave it blank. I could have put lined paper on there. It was an afterthought really, but when I'd stitched it on, when I'd stitched all around, I just thought you could, if you're using this for an actual book, you could just note down like the books that you're reading. But it would have been handy to put some nice lined paper in there. So that goes in there, and then I was thinking a dangle, and then I remembered I had these. So I put a nice little tassel through there. And if anyone wants to know, I got them on Temu with little acrylic bookmarks that I haven't done anything with yet. So now I'm missing the tassels to go with them. I changed my mind. I was going to put a word on there, but I changed my mind and I just popped that in. Then I thought, am I done? No, I'm not. What am I going to do next? I thought about this envelope and then I thought, no. So then I went on and just made as another little, like a taller book, like notebook journal for in the big pocket. So we've got 2 notebooks in here, the big tall one and the small one. This one here, I'm just gonna, I messed that up a little bit, so I'll just trim that down. I think I trimmed a little bit off the edge as well, can't remember. Just gluing that onto some thick coffee dyed paper, and then a stitch around that too. Just cleaning up my mess. Here I've just got, I think it's like 5 sheets of lined paper, doubled over, so it literally gives you 20 sides. So I'm just marking where I want to trim this to go inside. So as you can see here, I've done that a little different, like the sewing in. So yeah, this was a fun little project, using a paper bag and stuffing it with things, book pages and tags and things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go over and check out ARTYmaze's Etsy, which will be linked below, and her KoFi Shop. And yeah, all three of these will be on my shop for sale. Links will be in the description box.